Hey, this is Melody from Momentum, a place where women can rise up and move forward and keep their life going. Regardless of where you are in your life, if you are 23 years old and you want to still get married and you're looking for that man or whatever, you don't have to be frustrated. You got to keep moving. If you are married and you don't have children yet and you're believing God for that, keep moving, keep believing. If you are married with children and you are frustrated, do you see the pattern? Do you see the plan of the enemy? He always wants to keep us frustrated in every season that we're in. You cannot be frustrated of where you are. You got to be grateful and thankful for the place that you are in. Regardless of if it's a horrible season, you have to see God in it, okay? So one way to see God in it is to speak the things that you want to see and speak God's word. You want to see God in it? Speak God's word into your situation. How do you do that? You find verses that speak the things that you want to see. Speak the promises. God's promises will be answered, and God will hear his promises, and God will do his promises because it's a promise. Do you understand that? It's a promise. And God won't break his promise because he's a covenant God. He's a covenant-making God. So we have to speak the things that we want to see. So one thing I'm learning and one thing I'm doing on a personal level is I am finding strength verses. That's what I call them. Strength verses are things that you are struggling in, you are weak in, and you are finding the opposite of that. So if you need finances in your life, you're going to find verses on prosperity. If you need peace in your home, you are going to find verses on peace. If you need healing, you are going to find verses on healing. If you are sick, you're going to find verses on healing. So you're going to find your strength verses, and you are going to begin to speak those things into your life, into your heart, and begin with yourself, and then begin to speak those things over your home, over your children, over your husband. And when you begin to speak those things, I know that you are going to see those things happen slowly. It might not happen immediately, but it will happen, and it will happen gradually, and you are going to see God's hand move. Why? Because he is a covenant God. He's a promise keeper. He will keep his promises. Regardless of if we're fickle, if we're unstable, his promises will always last, and they will overshine, overpower any darkness that Satan can put on you. You speak, and your faith is going to be strengthened, and you're pushing back the darkness with the things that you speak. So speak those things and move forward. Speak those things and move forward. Speak life and move forward. If you are struggling with unforgiveness and it's bothering you, and you still see that person and it bothers you and you feel that icky feeling, speak, I love this person by name, and pray for them and begin to speak life over them. And you are going to clean your heart and you are going to move forward. Why? Because we can't carry baggage. God didn't call us to keep our burdens or cast our burdens upon ourselves. He said, cast your burdens on me. That's the word. So if you cast your burdens and you speak and you release, speaking releases the things that you want to see. If you are hurt, speak those things to God. God, I am hurt. I am offended. I am hurt by this person. Speak those things and release them. Let them go. Cast them onto Jesus. Cast them onto God, and let God deal with the situation. If we hold on to it, it's just going to make us angry, bitter, and ugly. And we don't need that. We need to be beautiful women that are being moved and moving fast into God's purpose. We have businesses. We have ideas. We have worship songs. We have things that God has planned for us. But if we don't continue to release and speak those things that we need, speak those things that we want to release to him, we are going to continue in this desert of back and forth, and years pass, and you don't see anything. Why? Because you are not changing your attitude. You are not changing your behavior. If you want something new, you're going to have to do something new. So be encouraged today. So I'm going to encourage you with a couple verses on speaking life and on the tongue. So 1 Peter 3:10 says, for whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. That has to do with gossip too. Colossians 4:6, let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Ephesians 4:29, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. Proverbs 10:19 says, sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongue. Proverbs 15:4, the soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. Proverbs 15:28, the heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. Do you see that? Proverbs 17:9, whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. Matthew 15:11 says, what goes into someone's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. Proverbs 21:23, those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity or drama. Proverbs 26:20, without wood, a fire goes out. Without a gossip, a quarrel dies down. Proverbs 31:26, she speaks wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. That's one of the verses that we got to focus on. That's a pop-up verse. Proverbs 31:26, she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Psalms 34:13, keep your tongue from evil, your lips from telling lies. Psalms 141:3, set a guard over your mouth, Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Oh, it says, set a guard over my mouth, Lord. Keep watch over my lips. So be encouraged. There are verses for the things that you want to see in your life. Look for them, Google them, and begin to speak those things. Be encouraged today.